Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome. So as you can see, we're doing 10 map tips for World's Edge Meltdown. Now the difference between Meltdown, World's Edge and Kings Canyon is massive. Not just visually, obviously, but also the map's physics. They've gone for a very different game style this season, and it's going to be a big learning curve. So these are 10 map tips that I think will really help in the beginning learning stages. But before that, I just want to say a massive thank you to the sponsor of this video, PlayVig. They're an app you can download, and essentially it runs in the background of almost any game you have, and you can accept little challenges like get top 10, maybe become champion with 3 kills or something like that. And essentially they give you PlayVig currency for completing these challenges. You can save it up, get yourself merchandise, gift cards, or even PayPal money, which you can then exchange to get like a battle pass for free or something. But if you want to check that out, it's in the description, there's a link there. But other than that, let's get straight into this video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell especially, you know the drill, and let's get straight on with this. Now, we're going to start off with Sniper's Ridge. Now, I know this location is becoming fairly more common knowledge now, like more people are learning about it, but I wanted to start off with this because it's best to transition into number 2 basically. But in more detail on this location, the main like supply bins at the bottom and halfway up like this little alley, they just give you normal loot. It's the 2 at the top that specifically give you sniper equipment and weapons. These are the ones you want to land at first if you want to make sure you're getting a sniper ahead of your team. And then you can either obviously just slide on down and get a massive slide going, or you can just go ahead and go for those like 200-300 meter shots. 200 meters is around that area. 300 meters is like you're looking at the space elevator area. Now, the no grapple zones in this map are something I'm not actually happy with. Personally, I love a realistic map. If you can get around it, on it, in it, you should be able to get around it, on it, in it. There shouldn't be invisible walls and no grapple zones. Like, just don't have a pointless building that you can't grapple. Like, look at this. These are no grapple zones. All of the skyscrapers have no grapple zones after a certain height. And it's really low. Even here, when I'm on top of this building, I couldn't grapple the side of it. I should be able to grapple that. So you need to be careful of no grapple zones. Now, Pathfinder's cranes. That being said, with like all the high ground stuff, they have given Pathfinder's cranes that he can access around the map. And these little boxes that they hold, you can actually get on top of all of these. There's certain parts on the crane you can't get on, but these like individual boxes, as far as I'm aware, you can get on every single one of these around the map. And this is the highest one I've found so far. But that bit there I'm looking at now, whenever I try and get on that one specific crane top point, it'll push me off there, but not on the others. So it really depends on the individual crane, and it's just going to be that learning curve. But the individual boxes you can. Now, Yellow Tower's Nest. At like the epicenter, most people are starting to know about this spot up on top, and these spots give you really good loot. There's 2 zipline points that give you access to get over to them, and they are perfect when you want to get those sniper shots, especially with the new charge rifle. Like, I'm hitting 300 meter shots right now like it's nothing. It's so good. But most people do not know about the high ground location over at Thermal Station Yellow Tower, because there are no zip lines going up here. Now, you can use the balloon that's like further in the corner down below the thermal station, but other than that, the only way you're going to get up there is with Pathfinder's zip line. But there is a good amount, there's like 4 pieces of good floor loot there, and I often find like purple shields and stuff. Now, here we're going with just lava. Lava in general it's a really cool dynamic, but it's very interesting at the same time. So, for instance, right now, I saw this ridge over on the corner of like this river, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's like a Nessie Easter egg over here like they had in Kings Canyon. And if you guys find any map Easter eggs, please comment below. I want to make a video on the new, there's got to be a big Easter egg in this map. We had a Nessie appear out of the ocean in Kings Canyon. There's got to be one here, but as you can see, I ended up getting trapped, and basically there's no way across. Like, I couldn't go left, I couldn't go right. I just tried to get my Death Banner as close to them as possible. But now watch them try to revive me. So you see Pathfinder put down a zip line. But watch this. As soon as he gets off the zip line, it breaks. Now, I'm not sure if the lava was damaging it. I've never known the zip lines to get damaged. But all we did know from this is that zip lines in lava are very unreliable, and then he ended up dying as well. So just be careful of that. We ended up having to use Octane to save us, and I'm assuming that Octane jump pad will have broken after like a good 10 seconds or so when it took a bunch of damage itself, but he managed to get it in time. We were quite close to the shore. Now, one more thing on lava, and that is at the dome. There's this massive lava lake with metal bridges going across it. And as you can see here, I'm playing a ranked game. I've managed to sneak my way on this cliff into the top 3. And yeah, this is one of those tips where you massively learn from my mistakes. It's one of the big sources of my tips, to be honest. But as you can see, when you jumped, I wanted to get onto the metal, but there was no gap that I could get onto. But as you can see here, there's no way to climb up. You can't climb up these railings. You have to go all the way to the outer edge wall to climb up. But that was in the storm, so I couldn't. So be warned, if you fall into that lake, you need to go to the outer edge to get back up. Now, here at the freaking train station area, this upper ground, high ground location is very tricky to get to, and I managed to actually discover this on the like pre-release day where all the YouTubers and that got to climb it, well, got to experience the map for the first time. But essentially there are a few different ways up here. Now obviously you've got your standard Pathfinder zipline and grapple up there. With Pathfinder you will have to climb on top of a train to even be able to reach with your grapple, but with Octane you can climb on top, throw the jump pad at your feet, it will shoot you directly up and you can hit the zip lines that way. That's like your basic legend methods. But there are like some really easy ways to do it with any legend. Like for example, you can climb up. This is very tricky to do, but if you practice this, one, it's going to help with your movement in general, like because you're just doing a lot of different moves right now. But there's a few different ways to climb up this whole pole system, and this is the quickest way that I found. It's still going to take you a while, but if you've got some people camping up there and you manage to sneak climb up when you're not Pathfinder or Octane, it's going to be really, really useful for you. And the amount of times I watch my entire squad just be run around the bottom because they do not have a clue how to get up. It happens all the time. So yeah, figure out how to climb up that, use that as practice because it will help. Now with the infinite geyser, this isn't just useful for flying in circles. Like, don't get me wrong, being able to stay in the air, fly around in circles, most like noobish type players are just going to miss you completely. The pro players, yes, they're going to laser you out the air after a few circles. It's not very good for ranked. But it can be good in ranked if you want to just like scout out the area continuously, make sure no one's third partying, little things like that, and then you can bunker up when you know people are coming. But it is also good for taking those like laser shots with your snipers. You want to do random no-scope trick shots. Even with the charge rifle, when you're jumping up into the air, you still have enough time to fire your charge rifle. For example, I'm going to show it off in a minute, but it is good if you want to practice some like no scopes or something. As I said, even with the charge rifle, you've still got enough time to release a bullet like there. But yeah, that's my main map tips. If you have any, let me know in the comments, and let me know what videos you want me to do. I'm going to be doing a complete train guide because there's a ton of information people don't know about the train yet. So I'm going to be releasing that very soon. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, especially you know the drill, and peace out. Adios.